Okay, so if you've been following me, you know that I have a book on the paranormal coming out. And especially if you saw my Christmas video, you would know that my publisher said that at the beginning of the new year, they would be starting to work on my book. And that has happened. My publisher is now working on editing my book to start getting it ready to be released. And I know that this book is going to be good. And the reason I know this book is going to be good, not just because I loved all of the cases that I included in this book, that they're all very near and dear to my heart. And I think that not only can people who are interested in the paranormal, like, you know, if the paranormal is something that interests you, I think you will enjoy the book because I talk about these as case studies. And I think that if you are just interested in ghost stories because you like to be spooked, I think you will like the book because these stories can be very scary or very spooky. Or if you like stories that can be touching, I think there are some stories in here that might touch you. When dealing with the paranormal. So I think there's a little something for everybody in this book. So I think it's good on that aspect. But I think it's going to be good just because of what my publisher emailed me on Friday that I kind of wanted to share with you a little bit. I don't want to give away, because I don't want to give away spoilers. I want you to read the book. But it has to do with what she's editing. In one chapter, it deals with two sisters. It deals with an inheritance. And it's one of the cases I dealt with that ended unsatisfactorily to me. I'll just put it that way, and I'll leave it at that. But she's working on that particular chapter, and this is what she basically had to say about it. And this is how I know this book is going to be pretty good. But basically, she said that she was working on the book, on the chapter specifically about the two sisters, the one that's unresolved. And she said she put it in the notes about what happened in the gallery for me to see. Basically, as she was doing it, something was in the room with her that was making her sick. She basically had to stop and send it out to outside to watch through her picture window because she thought that whatever it was wanted to read over her shoulder as she was working. She thought it was enough to fix things because this had happened before, about 20 years ago, when she was working on a similar book. But then she had to sage her house last night because it was back as she was listening to a podcast. So as she was working on that chapter about the sisters, things just kind of got a little too real for her. And remember, this is a case that kind of went unresolved. And if you read the chapter, you'll see what I mean. So whatever was out there was still out there. And you'll see why if you read the book. Then about a week ago, she said that she fell and banged herself up pretty bad. It was like a space heater had been thrown out in front of her because it wasn't there when she was walking. It just kind of appeared out of nowhere, and she tripped and fell. She said it was funny now, but it wasn't really funny at the time. So that's all stuff that started since she started editing my book. And she said the last time this happened was 20 years ago. So I think this is going to be a pretty good book, guys. At least so far. It's been interesting for my publisher. So, and I'm getting pretty excited about it myself. I'm right now getting ready to write up an elevator, basically, it's called an elevator pitch, so that we can come up with, just kind of like how to explain the book, what the book's about, so that we can discuss the book. So in 300 words, I'm trying to explain the book. How do you explain something like that in 300 words, But yeah, so I hope her experiences, as scary as they could be, maybe get you a little more excited for the book as it's ready to come out. So, but yeah, if you guys like the paranormal, get ready for Expose the Night. I don't know if that's going to be the title. That's the name of, my paranormal company. So that's the name of, the tentative title of the book right now. The publisher has the final say of what the book is going to be called. But yeah,